harassed by multiple cars, as I mentioned earlier on. So Nurov in a very precarious situation, but he often finds himself in these places. He doesn't qualify as well as he races.
Up front, they are getting with Lee Aberdeen and Luca Varani, not very far apart at all here. But I just want to see how Alistair Haig deals with Marcello Kessler coming around the old hairpin.
Say it's not the best decision they've ever made, just not having done that under the safety car, really.
Yeah, they're taking their pit stop strategies from Ferrari lately or something. What's going on?
In turn one, just too much gas on them, too much feet on the loud pedal, and unfortunately he's dropped him all the way down the order. But Philip Hammer is out in front by an 8.91 seconds. Dan Michael is a wall there, sir. And it definitely doesn't want to be hitting that earlier on as well.
Difficult, the understeer is in the dirty air through that final corner because it's such a long corner and you get dragged off into the grass very easily. He'll have the slipstream down towards the chicane. Peterson was briefly alongside, but that slipstream has saved him and kept him in third.
Yeah, Varani now lost a little bit of time to Aberdeen, about half a second. Peterson is... Pike's pushed Morton forward up ahead. He's got out of line. Is now Pike going to have a go at Werrell? Don't push him off. He's in the championship fight. Jack Werrell chasing down Carl Jacklin. Further down, Rob Williams and Chris Barnes.
Sensational run outside line now though for the heavy braking zone. Around the outside goes the Audi R8.
Look how much Miller's caught back into play. Exactly. Miller's still such trouble. He's left on second and change. All of a sudden, Miller's back in play.
On to the back end of Phil Jocelyn. So there's been a lot of movers and shakers in this first 2 laps here for race.
Absolutely serious racing league. Everybody's a lot have fun. Yeah, it's all about the entertainment. So I hope everybody is enjoying themselves out there in the chat. We know that Ron is been enjoying himself watching the Burger King machines off into the grass a little bit there. Is that really bunching up now?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and we are back for the Sunday night. It is the finale, the round 12, season 2 of 2024, live from Watkins Glen. I am James Parfitt, going to be joined in the booth by one Mr. Alex Goldschmidt here this evening, who has joined me to bring us this round 12 action. I can bring you up to date with the championship now. This is with one, this is with one drop week added, okay? So going into the final round, Lee Aberdeen has already won the championship. He's on 409 points. Luca Varani on 379 with Jakub Oleszewski on 372. We're only going to do the top 15. Antonio Jimenez on 363. Brent Ruiz on 356 in 5th. Andy Flint on 322, sharing a place with Raheem Hakim on 322 as well. Tommy Maru, who's wrapped up the rookie championship on 307. Evan Way on 304. Then you got Marcius Putniks, Dennis Cornu, Mackenzie Roon, Eddie Amos, Nicholas Westman and Adam Townsma. The interesting thing about this championship at the moment is if you apply both drop weeks, Lee Aberdeen is still the champion without a shadow of a doubt. Brent Ruiz is in second, and then he's got an 11-point gap over Luca Varani, who's only got 3 points over Tony Jimenez, and Jakub Oleszewski, who's only 2 points behind them. So the battle for second in the championship is technically between 3 people here tonight. Luca Varani, Tony Jimenez and Jakub Oleszewski. They are the only ones here. Brent Ruiz is not here. Now, one of the interesting other championships, apart from Tommy Maru wrapping up the rookies by a country mile, is the 2.5K championship. If you apply both drop weeks to Giovanni Salito and Oscar Artinanu, they are separated by 14 points. And that will be a championship that we'll try and keep an eye on going into this one. In the team championships, and the overall, again, if you apply both drop weeks, iGPFun 67 on 528 with Luca Varani and Giovanni Salito, and then XBD Racing 1 are between Antonio Jimenez and Joel Aguilera. They are the ones in the team championships with MRP, who are in the fight, but it looks like MRP have won the overall team championships with Delta Sport in second and GPFun 67 in third. Still a chance to catch them, so we'll see how it goes here before we wrap this one up. Jerome Lamy in YouTube chat, good luck guys. Well, thank you so much for joining us there, buddy, and much appreciated to you. It's going to be an interesting one. Let's bring Alex into the booth. Alex, welcome in, buddy. We're just coming to the end of qualifying. How are you, sir?
Very, very good in my current domicile in a hotel room in the capital city of Latvia, Riga. But yeah, you know what? Good to be back alongside you for some IGP fun madness here at Watkins Glen. What an iconic American track we've got the season finale at. And you know what? There's going to be some really interesting talking points that we do need to talk about. The first one being tyre deg.
Yes. Now, we did get our usual notes from Mr. Varani, who has expressed on tyre degradation will be a big issue as he went down to 0% on his front left in his race stint and got an orange flag, which obviously tells him he needs to go in. So it's going to be an interesting thing to see how they get on with tyre deg here. You know, they've got the magenta zone that goes to the end of turn 1, so they go around turn 1 and they're free to race. But it is 28 laps. That's it. So it's going to be interesting to see. They're going around in about 1:34, so it's not a very slow lap. It's quite action. They don't have the chicane in the middle either, Alex, which means they're going to rack some speed up going down that back straight.
Yeah, but also, you know, when we have tyres, especially the left front, which can be quite heavily impacted, especially when you look at a lot of the cambers on the left-hand corners are towards the inside of said left-handers. And that's where your degradation really comes in. You know, going through a normal corner is fine. When it's a cambered corner, especially depending on your steering input, that could be a big talking point. And it's also about being smooth and fast around this circuit here at Watkins Glen. Of course, the backstretch is going to be a big talking point. We haven't got the bus stop at the top of it, but looks like we're ready to go racing here, James. Take us through the grid, good buddy.
Yeah, we've got the grid. We'll bring you up for you, and it's Lee Aberdeen out in front, the champion already in with Nicholas Westman in second, Kevin Zwemstra in third, Evan Way in fourth, Pedro Suarez in fifth, Tony Jimenez in sixth with Andy Flint in seventh, and Jakub Oleszewski in eighth, Mackenzie Roon in ninth, and then Clark Williams in 10th. Dennis Cornu in 11th, Luca Kavarani down in 12th. That's going to be a tough one. Simon Fessi in 13th, with Raheem Hakim in 14th. Tommy Maru in 15th, your new rookie champion. Jack Williams 16th, Joseph Lucas 17th, Eddie Amos 18th, Theobald Rabelard in 19th, and Marek Otlovs in 20th. Patrick Pieper in 21st, with Koji Ito 22nd. Mohamed Bulaleague in 23rd, and Jeans Carvajal in 24th. Then we got Marcius Putnieks, Levi Martikananen in 26th, Kevin Byland in 27th, Adam Townsend 28th, Oscar Artinanu 29th, Robert Ridgway in 30th, Giovanni Solito in 31st. Keep an eye on them too for the 2.5K championship. Matthew Gracie in 32nd, and Patrick Williams, Ben Goyette, Patrick Rowlands, and Marcello Kessler. Beyond that is Maximilian Gabhart, Angelo Veloz, and Dorian Rougeau, with Nick Carty and Thomas Peter, your 24 cars here as well. So lots to play for. Lee Aberdeen out in front of them here currently, but we've seen it many, many times, Mr. Goldschmidt. Going up through the S's for the first time could cause quite an interesting accident if it happens.
Yes, it can do. And when you've got that rise through 2, 3, and 4 onto that back stretch, you're really, really going to have to be having your head on a swivel, so to speak, in the sim racing vernacular. But here come the lights, because the 5 lights, when they're on, and then they go out, we're racing.
Yeah, here we go. We are off and running now as well. Lee Aberdeen is going to try and get the jump. Don't forget, no active attempts until we get outside of turn 1, which means that run down into outer loops going to be very, very interesting. Lee Aberdeen gets the jump. He runs a little bit wide in turn 1. Nicholas Westman sitting in behind him here. We have Kevin Swenstra behind that, and Evan Way from MRP tucks in 4th position, with Pedro Suarez in the mix as well. They all make it through, I believe, up through the SS section. They go to continue to fight it. Solito is behind Oscar Antinanu, so we'll keep an eye on that one. But it's the first run. Westman's alongside Lee Aberdeen into outer loop. You can see Evan Way has gone up the inside of Kevin Swenstra here through the outer loop as well. He's now taking 3rd. Swenstra's now under pressure from Suarez, with Jimenez in the mix as well. Everybody, by the looks of it, got away quite cleanly at the beginning, Alex.
Yeah, they did. I mean, this first lap, we've got, 28 laps in this circuit here at Watkins Glen to negotiate. You've got to be really, really careful over the first lap, because that's where you really start setting yourself into a strategy, into a pace. And yeah, overtakes are going to be few at certain points of the circuit where it's quite technical. You've really got to be on your A game, manage your tyre deck, manage how you rotate the cars through the corners. But when you get that massive tow, as we've got Rian Hakim being battling with Fessy, and they are side by side going into the final infield section. But my goodness me, Rian Hakim has just had corner to go past, so it's not been easy on the opening lap. But still, there's plenty of this race to play out here, James, as Westman continues to lead from Aberdeen and Way, with Swenstra, Suarez, Jimenez rounding out the top 6. Roon and Flint have just swapped positions, so that's a change for P7.
Yeah, Jakob Oleswinski's in there as well. Andy Flint with Clark Williams. This is going to be a run up now through that back straightaway. We're going to see on board with Jakob Oleswinski what he's going to be able to do. Is he going to be able to get there? What about Andy Flint? He's having a go at Mackenzie Roon, who's going to be the bravest going into outer loop. Roon gets the Flint gets the toe from Tony Jimenez a little bit. He doesn't make it through this time. Oleswinski behind does not make it through. Clark Williams now coming down to try and take the in and outside, should we say, of Oleswinski. Flint loses that position to Jakob Oleswinski there, as you can see it happening in front of us. Flint is caught out of positions as they're going around the toe. Now the right-hander Flint comes back through on Oleswinski, doesn't make it this time. Clark Williams has got the run coming out of toe now. He's on his way down into hill. He's going to have that inside line. There is an overlap. Is he going to be brave? Oh, Clark. He could have been braver there, but a big story early on. Giovanni Solito has had an incident here. Unfortunately, he has now dropped all the way down the order in 40th place, and he's in pit road. Oh, he got hit there as well. Oh,
yeah, that's not a good thing.
That's Koji Ito.
Rihan Hakim has dropped down the order as well. He's 24th and dropping down the order. So, and he's also in the pit lane as well. So, dramas for two of the drivers, Rehan Hakim. Let's have a look at the replay. So he's the two in front caught each other, and what happens to Hakim? He runs a little bit wide, but yeah, still ended up. Let's see. I'm trying to look down the live timing. Yeah, 38th and in the pit lane, but that was a nasty hit between those two cars.
Yeah, Clark Williams having a go at Andy Flint once more. He's going to have the inside for the outer loop. Flint's got nothing. He cannot do anything here. Oh! Was that Varani involved in that one?
That was Luca Varani. Yeah, Luca Varani is dropped down, and he's stationary. And another car just went completely off circuit as well. I saw a flash of green coming through, but what a disaster for Luca Varani. I think it might have been Patrick Williams that might have pulled. I mean, I'm not surprised. At that point on the back stretch, you're nearly 4 wide, for goodness sake. And then Varani and Flint, Flint turns it around. Varani sideways.
That's Oliver Swinsky that went into that one, I think. It was Oliver Swinsky.
Oh.
Luca Varani in as well. He's hit the wall. Andy Flint is nestled in the barrier there. That is the front runners in the overall championship. Luca Varani, Jakub Oleszwinski have put themselves out. That could free up this man, Tony Jimenez, to wrap up second in the championship. He's going to score at the moment 42, 41, 40, 39, 38, 37 points, which is going to put him ahead of Varani and put him ahead of Brent Ruiz as well. So at the moment, Tony Jimenez could wrap up that second place here tonight. Looks like Jeans Carvial has also been in the wall as well. There's a lot going on here, Alex. Turn 1 seems to be a little bit of a pinch point, causing a little bit of a problem. He's going to hit the curb and spin that car round straight. Man.
3 wheels on that wagon, Mr. Parfitt. My God, that was a hard old hit.
Yes.
So we're gonna have a look on Karyoval's entry into turn 1. Outside curbing, pinches the left rear wheel, and both front wheels on the front axle are flopping around like a good, and the front wing is gone. Yeah, I mean, this opens up the door very nicely for Tony Jimenez, who has really been keeping his nose clean in this early stages. I mean, we're on lap 4 now, and what's more, it is just about, running your own race, not worrying about your opponents. And I think if Jimenez has taken that approach, that's a very sound strategy.
Yeah, definitely as well. And I think there's just... He's got to basically just finish, and I don't know if Tony Jimenez is aware he's just got to finish. He's got to finish in front of Varani. He's got to finish in front. Obviously, Ruiz is not here. So for Jimenez now, he doesn't have to jeopardize himself if he really doesn't want to, because at the moment, Luca Varani's down in 35th. Jakub Oleszwinski is down in 36th place. And Andy Flint looks like he's out of the race altogether. Giovanni Solito is still running, I believe, but he's a lap down as well. And Oscar Artinanu needs 14 points. That's what we said. And at the moment, Artinanu's in 14th. Solito's down in 37. So that is currently 13 places. So we'll have to keep an eye and see if that's enough here. But you can see there's a lot going on down the back end. We have Oscar Artinanu and Andrew Velos as they're going side by side into outer loop as well. It's going to be very, very tough. Artinanu, you need as many places as you can get here, buddy. Just try and stay with him if you can. So, yeah, big ask there from Artinanu, but I'm sure he might be able to. Right, back up the front. Lee Aberdeen still chasing down Nicholas Westman here. So we'll keep an eye on that one. And so we'll see how they get into this one. Lee Aberdeen, Nicholas Westman with Evan Way, Kevin Swenstra and Pedro Suarez right behind him here as we're going through the final corner. So nice little battles developing there. We've got Dennis Cornu, Simon Fessy, Joseph Lucas. They're fighting out for the final 9th, 10th and 11th spot. And then further down, we've got Kevin Byland. Has got Eddie Amos, Patrick Pieper, Thibaut Rabelard and Marek Otlov's all in a queue behind him. Matthew Gracie's got a queue. Robert Ridgway's got a queue. And further down the field as well, there's Nick Carty, Dorian Oruro and Thomas Peter having a battle here, Alex. Right, we seem to have lost Mr. Goldschmidt for a second there, as he's maybe having some... there we go, you're back.
Right, okay, 2 seconds, hang on. Right, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Apologies for that. Yeah, there's battles up and down the order here, James. It really is a trademark of iGPFun that you can see battles no matter whatever corner you're on, whatever circuit. I mean, great to see the battle between... Vestman and Aberdeen's put in the fastest lap of the race, you know, a 1:34.7, and at the minute Vestman's on a 1:35.0. So Aberdeen, in some respects, is not going to have to worry about the tyre deg as much as Vestman, who's 0.3 of a second slower. But this battle here, this is a great one, a great little ding dong between Fessy, Cornu, and Lucas. This is for 9th, 10th, and 11th place as we're running on the on board with the number 39. You can just see how close the barriers are, and as already some of our drivers have found out tonight, those barriers, including Kajirval, have found out are not that forgiving.
No, they're definitely not. You can be honest about that one. They're literally, it's straight in and straight out. You're going to hit them. It's going to be all game over. Simon Fessy in 9th place. Dennis Cornu in 10th with Joseph Lucas in 11th. And it's great to see my good old firm favourite here, Jacques Willems, is also involved in this one. But let's see if Dennis Cornu can have a run. What about Evan Way? He's got Kevin Swemstra alongside currently as they're going down into outer loop. Is Swemstra going to be brave? He's not. Suarez is not going to be brave. Clark Williams is going to have a go at Tony Jimenez, and he takes that place away. What about Dennis Cornu? He's going to sweep round the outside of Simon Fessy. Eddie Amos is coming into the corner of rate and knots with Kevin Byland, Thibaut Rabelard behind him. Matthew Gracie's in there. He's lost a place to Adam Townsma, has he? Nearly, as they're going side by side, and Townsma's going back up the inside again. Action all the way through, right the way down to 28th, 27th and 28th with Ben Goyette. It is just absolutely chaotic here at the moment, as we've still got 21 laps to go.
Yeah, it really does show how quickly things can turn on its head around this circuit. I mean, along with Evan Way, Kevin Swemstra, Pedro Suarez, Mackenzie Roon in the Paul Tracy Players Tribute livery is closing in on them quite rapidly. We've commentated, you and I, on Mackenzie Roon on a multitude of different series, and look, everyone's trying to break each other's toe at the moment. Way trying to keep Swemstra at bay, Suarez trying to keep himself in the fight, and up the inside, that's a hell of a move. But look at how wide Evan Way gets on turn 1. That's going to give him a big old slowdown.
Yeah, well, that was actually Mohamed Balig was a back marker in the green machine further back, so behind Pedro Suarez. So if Balig got a slowdown, that would be where it's coming from on that one. You can see Evan Way in the MRP, another great consistent season from Evan Way as well. Absolutely amazing. Marek Otlovs, Eddie Amos, Patrick Pieper, Kevin Byland and Thibaut Rabelard are going almost 2-3 at one point. I'm sure they were probably 4 wide. Round the outer loop now, on board with Otlovs. Is he going to get himself involved? The timing tower's going crazy. He doesn't know who to say is in the lead or who's in front. And there's Byland, there's Rabelard. And now Rabelard does take our nose off there as we're on board with Byland. But what about Eddie Amos? He's got Otlovs for company. And there's Patrick Pieper in the mix as well. So great little battles, and they're bringing along Levi Martikainen as well, who's in 21st. So this is from literally Jacques Willems in 12th all the way through, right the way down to 22nd place, having a right little ding dong here.
Yeah, I'm looking. The gap between them is what? That's 8 seconds, give or take. That's not much when you consider how how closely packed these drivers are. I mean, we're already on to lap 9. These laps are going to fly by at this rate of knots. And as you rightly said, James, there are battles all up and down the order. No one is given any chance to breathe. This is a very demanding, very camber and elevation directional circuit in terms of its layout, but it's also, yes, it's a challenge. Drivers will very much be sweating bullets after 28 laps here, I can tell you that much.
I'm sweating bullets just watching him. Clark Williams again with Tony Jimenez. Jimenez gets that position back. Rabelard and Byland are going at it once more with Pieper in the mix as well. They're 2v2 at the moment. Amos is just about to go up the inside of Pieper. Byland's just about to sweep round the outside of Rabelard here. And there's a whole group of them going at it full bore down here as well for the IGP round 12. There's Eddie Amos. I got a funny feeling Patrick Pieper's going to be on our inside. There he is. Eddie Amos in that Tron liveried machine. He sweeps round the outside now as well. Round 2 we go. Is he going to get the job done? I think he has. No, there is Eddie Amos. He's not given up. I think Amos is slotted in behind us though, Alex, once more as we're on that run now from toe down to hill.
Yeah, this is just... Oh, and a big old spin. That was Rabelard. Went backwards.
Was there contact or was that solo? That's going to be the question, I think.
It's going to be tough, but the replay's going to give us an indication. Well, Rabelard sends it up the inside.
We need to be on the old chopper on that one. We can't see down or top. But
I agree.
Whether or not Rabelard even got contact from Byland. Yeah, yes, there was, but it was Rabelard's on Byland's pod on the outside there. So, yeah, tough one to decipher as Aberdeen and Westman going at it here.
Yeah, Aberdeen again, just, Westman got a really, really good start on Aberdeen, but, Aberdeen isn't there to just make up the numbers. He's going to keep Westman under pressure for the entirety of the race, and, of course, taking into consideration tyre deg and also your placement of your car on the circuit. But then you look at Svenstra, Suarez and Way all within 5.5 tenths of each other. There's nothing that will those three will be battling right up to the end. This battle here, 9th, 10th and 11th, with Cornu ahead of Fessy and Lucas. Again, another three-way scrap that is just intensifying.
Yeah, Andy Patrick Pieper's in there with Adam Talmsman now. He's part of this. Matthew Gracie, Marcius Putnieks, Levi Martikainen, Robert Ridgway, Marcello Kessler, Patrick Rowlands, and Angelo Veloz is not too far back either. This is a massive gaggle of cars here, and they're all trying to fight their way through and get the bit of track space that they need here, Alex. And it's very tough. Look at them all. There's just nowhere to go. Gracie's trying to go up the inside of Townsma through the penultimate corner before he comes around the final turn 10 here. He's not going to get it done, but that's going to open him up to Putnieks, who's going to come and have a go, because he's going to turn around and say, well, why not? You left the door open. I'm going to have some, son. There is the MRP car. Is he going to send it? Oh, he's going to try. We're going to try. Give him room. Oh, side by side up through the S's. Pick this one out.
Yeah, Putnick's just neatly placed in the car, but nearly gets a bit of a touch on the left rear as they go up towards the back stretch. This is going to be wheel-to-wheel Super Formula Lights at its finest here on iGPFun, and Putniks is going to lose out one position, might lose out two.
Oh, dearie me, I think Joseph Lucas just nearly lost his nose. Was it Lucas? No, it was Levi Martikainen, I think, just nearly lost his nose there, as that was about as close as you could possibly make that going up that back straight, Alex. Watch this.
Yeah, I mean, look, 3 wide, and squeaky bum time there for Martikainen.
Was there contact?
Gets a little bit of a hip check. Yeah.
Oh, there was. Putnieks. Yeah. Ooh. Feisty.
Well, they are. When you put a Latvian behind the steering wheel, they are very, very feisty. I found that out this weekend when I was in Šiauliai in Lithuania for Friday and Saturday for the opening Rotax Nordics event this year. And yeah, I mean, that was just... I think Martikainen decided to place the car on the outside and just got a rude awakening from the Latvian on his immediate right. So... that's also the big thing about the close proximity of the cars here at Watkins Glen, James, because if you are on the inside, if you are on the outside, as Svenstra looks for the move on Suarez, and it's going to be light. It's going to be side by side, but Svensstra's got the initial over speed and gets through for third place.
Yeah, Williams got Tony Jimenez once more. Joseph Lucas got Simon Fedesi and Dennis Cornu. Eddie Amos is just cleared, is just about trying as much as he would like to clear Patrick Pieper. Is he going to have that line done? He is. Further back, Matthew Gracie, Robert Ridgway, Marcello Kessler's in the mix with Marty Kynan as well. Andy Flint, much appreciated for your kind words there, dear sir. Thank you so much for jumping in with us as well. Tough to see you go out early on there, buddy. I've got to be honest, because a little bit of a hard one, but unfortunately that is racing at Watkins Glen here.
Yeah. As always, Andy Flint, a big character within the iGPFun paddock. But yeah, I mean, again, we're looking at Marcello Kessler in the 228. He's one of the biggest movers up the order so far. He's made up 15 places. Now, you remember, what was that race we commentated on? He made up an obscene amount of places. I think the best part of nearly 30 in one race. So Marcello Kessler, we can always count on to move up the order progressively. But yeah, he started 36, he's now 21st, and it's about 8/10 away from Levi Martikainen from Finland.
Yeah, we've got Pedro Suarez going at it once again. We got Evan Way tucked in there. They're side by side again. Kevin Swemstra and Evan Way and Pedro Suarez. Sorry, Suarez does go through. Clark Williams and Tony Jimenez. It's like rinse, repeat, and overtake going into outer loop as now Jimenez takes the front of this one. Now we've got the run again of all of these cars jumping at it once more. Pieper's leading the crew. He's squeezed Townsworth. Eddie Amos is in there as well. What's Amos going to do in that Tron liveried machine? Is he going to get through? There's no overtakes in this group. What about further back? Matthew Gracie's in there again. Then we've got Kessler. He's got Rollins, Rabelard, who's got Velos for company, and also Marcius Putniek. So there's so much going on here. And if you are wondering what happened to Andy Flint, this is the situation here. Sorry, Andy, to impound your misery. As you're coming down with Luca Verani, there was a little bit of a netcode situation, and then unfortunately it puts you into the barrier of Luca Verani's rear wheel. So sorry for impounding your misery, Andy, but yeah, just thought we'd let you know.
Yeah, in the meantime, Bestman's opened up a 1.1 second lead over Lee Aberdeen, but Lee doesn't need to worry about that in many respects with regards to the overall title. But Suarez still keeping Swemstra and Evan Way right behind him as they come up through the S's through turns 2, 3 and 4. And Evan Way was looking rather menacing behind Kevin Swemstra, and now he's going to get the double toe here on the backstretch.
Yeah, he's got to go if he's going to... Oh, he's going to go through the middle. Oh, we're through the middle with Evan Way. He's been big and brave. He's picked him up. He's stuck him in his pocket. Is he going to be able to get round the outside? Go, Evan Way. Love it. 2 for 1 here as well.
Mate, and a perfect example of how to do a textbook threading the eye of the needle 3 wide down the back straightaway. Evan Way, take a bow.
Oh, absolutely. He's just been mightily consistent this season. It is absolutely incredible. Pieper's in there. He's still got Townsma. We've still got Amos in that group. Then we've got Gracie. He's still got Ridgway and Marty Kynan behind him in that one. So there's still action going on. Patrick Rowlands and Marcello Kessler may have had a coming together here. We're just going to have a look back and see if that is right, because Joseph Lucas has also jumped to the pits. But let's see what Matthew Gracie and Marty Kynan can do as they're coming down into the hill, and it is Gracie managing to hold on to that position as well. But Swemstra and Way not far apart again.
Yeah, it's going to be dip and tuck. I mean, we're past the halfway point of the 28 laps here at Watkins Glen, and this battle for P3 could really, really heat up at any point here, James. I mean, Evan Way's now starting to pull away from Kevin Swemstra to the tune of what was at its highest about half a second, but then you get onto this backstretch, and then that slipstream. Here comes Suarez looking to the inside of Swemstra. Down the back straightaway. Swemstra keeps out of harm's way and stays away from him, but look at Suarez closing in on Evan Way, but Swemstra still keeps it pinned round the outside of the outer loop. That's brave if it ever was.
Oh, I tell you what, Swemstra had his foot in there, didn't he? He literally knew he had to hang that out round the outside. I don't care about if my tyres are screaming at me, mate. You are not going through. So there we go. Tamsma, Pieper and Amos are still battling away further in here as well. Unfortunately, we've lost a few drivers earlier on in the fight, but Marty Kynan is trying to get a hold of Matthew Gracie. Westman's opened up 1.2 seconds over Lee Aberdeen behind. Your already champion is the Australian, so fair play to him. And then we've got Evan Way, Kevin Swemstra and Pedro Suarez continuing to scrap it out. I can tell you one thing, for the fact that we've only got 13 laps to go here, Alex, it's been constant, one battle after another, after another, after another.
Yeah, and at the front end of the field, Nicholas Vestman has just put in another new fastest lap of the race, as we're on to lap 16 out of 28. 1 minute 34.656. So with that clear air, he's actually going probably the best part of nearly a tenth quicker, or round about a tenth quicker than Lee Aberdeen. But again, we go back to Kevin Swemstra, and he's got the run on Evan Way, and that's third.
Yeah, I believe that's going to be job done here for Kevin Swemstra. Evan Way's on the outside here, topping north at 250 kilometres an hour as they're going down into the outer loop. Suarez is going to get through as quickly as Evan Way made up 2 in the last lap. He's lost 2 in this lap, unfortunately for him. So Evan Way's going to have to go again. But it ain't a bad shout being in that third place. You can see track temperature 32 degrees at this moment in time, and it's 4:45 in the evening. So these guys are getting that sundown area as well. They're still continuing to fight. This is the battle for third between Swemstra, Suarez, Evan Way, and now he's joined by Mr. Mackenzie Roon in the background there as he's slowly worked his way forward.
Yeah, I think Mackenzie could be a little bit of a dark horse here. He's always been there or thereabouts, whether you put him in a Super Formula Lights or, as we've seen in other championships, a Super Formula car. He's impressive in both. So Mackenzie will be one to factor in, but it's dependent on what happens in front of him. If Swemstra, Suarez and Way have dramas, then Mackenzie Roon possibly has an opportunity for maybe even a top 3 finish to round out the season here, James.
Yeah, well, now here comes the draft. Clark Williams, fastest lap of the race, 1:34.531. We'll keep an eye on Mackenzie Roon. We've got a prime seat if he can get onto the back of Evan Way. Unfortunately, that gap between Roon and Way is going out. I can tell you what gap is not, and that is Swemstra and Suarez. You can see them side by side in front of us here as Evan Way now sweeps to the outside, picks up a bit of draft there, does Way. Nothing doing there. What's going on with Clark and Tony Jimenez? Well, it's as we are, lap after lap after lap, and now it's Tony Jimenez's turn to go through this time around. But down here we've got Robert Ridgway, Adam Townsma and Eddie Amos. They're going side by side. Which way's Ridgway going to go? Well, he's decided I'm going to go 3 wide. Oh no, into our loop. Amos backs out. He doesn't even want to pit. Oh, Townsma. Oh, he got a big old snap in that car. He just held onto it, but that's brought Matthew Gracie into play. That was tough for Adam Townsend. You saw the snap mid-corner, Alex. He's desperately gone out of his way to save it, and he's done a great job. But boy, has he got, now he's got Gracie and Marty Kynan right behind him.
Yeah, now he's got another 2 drivers to think about. It's like a pendulum swing, you know. One time you could be having an absolutely brilliant race, and then one thing goes awry, and then all of a sudden you're behind a couple of other drivers, and there's 2 closing on your 6, as Marty Kynan is really pressurising Gracie for what is 18th spot. It just goes to show that you're not always out of the woods yet, but because you've got to put everything into it. But the mistakes are punished so severely here at Watkins Glen. And then we go back to the front end of the field. Well, more particularly the battle for P3 as Swemstra through out of turn 4, looking to be side by side with Pedro Suarez. Noses ahead in the number 33. He's got the job done. Evan Way is just right behind them as they go down the loop again, down the hill. But yeah, Svenstra just got teed up the run nicely. If you're at the lead of a train going through 3 and 4 onto the backstretch, I mean, now we're going to see Ridgway, Amos, Talsma back at it again, and Talsma's going to thread it through the eye of the needle, a bit like Kevin Wade did earlier on, down the backstretch. Yeah. This is incredible.
Yeah, they're 3 wide. They're going to go. Oh, Amos backs out this time. That's going to bring Gracie into play. Gracie's going to try and go around the outside. Talsma's trying to go up the inside of Robert Ridgway. They're 2v2. Mike Kynan behind him has also made that position over Matthew Gracie as well. So Gracie went. Oh, he's come through like a. Oh, I did not think Alex Gracie was going to stop that machine as he come hurling into tow there.
I think Gracie nearly had a code brown at the same time, but he's going to go to look up the inside of Martikainen. No room at the end there, I'm afraid. But look, still the 3 in front of these two, squabbling away. New fastest lap of the race after 18 laps out of 28. It's Kevin Svenstra, 1:34.370, but he's still got Suarez and Way within 6/10 of him. Mackenzie Roon is a further 8/10 back, but this is now the opportunity for Suarez. He throws it around the outside at turn 4, doing a repeat of what Svenstra did 1 lap ago. Evan Way just waiting for his opportunity as they go past the bus stop, which isn't being used on this particular variation, and Suarez gets the job done neatly, as you like, through and ahead before the apex of the outer loop.
Yeah, Matthew Gracie looks like he's had a bit of an incident. I sucked in air a couple of times when Gracie was coming into corners here. Oh, that's just a solo as well. Oh, poor Matthew Gracie. He was driving so well, and it was just solo once again. I'm trying to count up the Tony Jimenez's and Clark Williams' swap for position. You might as well just say they've swapped 19 times because it's one every single lap at the moment for Jimenez and Williams. So yeah, that's another one that we'll keep an eye on here. In the 2.5K, I'll give you a quick rundown as well. Artinani, we said 14 places he needed. He's sitting in 21st. Giovanni Solito is in 33rd, so he's only got 12 places at the moment. Oscar Artinani needs 14. Ideally, to finish ahead of Solito in the 2.5K championship. So, yeah, it's just absolutely manic here, and we're trying to pick up all the action. And to be honest with us here, Alex, we're not even quite sure where the action is because it's everywhere.
Yeah, mate, my head's on a swivel right now at the moment because Swenstra's got through on Suarez. Evan Way trying to go around the outside of the outer loop. Is he going to make it through? It could be very, very close as they go onto the right-hand side banking, but that's a big definitive no from James, and then a big definitive no from me because he nearly got there. He nearly did. But as they say, Evan, if at first you don't succeed, try again. Well,
this is the man that went 3 wide and threaded it through in the middle and took 2 places. This is Adam Townsmer, Robert Ridgway, Eddie Amos, Marty Kynan. Oh, Townsmer again on that outside line, got a little bit of a wobble. Here comes Amos through now in that 69 machine. He's going to try it. Nope, not this time. So they're still as they were. Just to let you know as well, Clark Williams and Tony Jimenez, that's 20 times they've swapped positions because they have just done it again on that last lap as well. So
all I'm going to say about that is to me, to you, to me, to you, sort of situation between them at the moment.
Yeah, it's the Chuckle Brothers all over again. If you're old like me and Alex, you'll remember who the Chuckle Brothers are. If you don't, please
if not, look it up.
Yeah, go and Google it. You'll understand the to me, to you reference that we're talking about here. It was so funny back as a kid, and well, just so bland. You didn't really pay attention. You just thought it was funny and probably didn't understand half of what was going on. But Suarez and Swemstra has had it once more. And Suarez has gone through this time. Is he going to get it done? Swemstra's going to have that inside line. Evan Way's trying to stay with him. Mackenzie Roon is trying to stay with him. Right, let's check in here. Is Jimenez going to have the inside this time? It is. That's 21 times these guys have swapped places. Mate, you might as well just say they're going to do it 28 times, but it's whoever's going to be in front of whoever on the final lap, because they are absolutely locked together, Clark Williams and Tony Jimenez. They have not stopped. It has been every single lap for the last 21 laps there. So great battles going on. Amos is just trying to go up the inside of Townsmer, and I think Townsmer may have nearly lost that position to Marty Kynan behind. He does manage to aim, but Amos gets the job done. So yeah, Amos now up into 15th places, so a great run from him.
Yeah, I think probably by the end of this race it'll be Clark Williams ahead of Tony Jimenez, because Jimenez got ahead on lap 21. So we could see.
Oh, you're doing the odds and evens thing here. Jimenez has got the odds and Williams has got the evens, so it should give him the final lap. Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, well, or the problem is that Simon Fessy and Dennis Cornu aren't too far behind, so there could be more swapsies in the final couple of laps, but that depends on how well they've kept their tyres.
Yeah, well, let's see what Evan Way does. Is he going to go through the middle? Here we go. There's a gap there. Oh, he backed out. He backed out of that one. He had a massive overspeed, but that's left Swemstra to go through on him and Suarez. Williams has now gone past Tony Jimenez, so technically at the moment, Alex, you are right. Williams is getting the evens and Jimenez is getting the odds, so they need to do something about that, because I can tell you one thing, Simon Fessy has caught up behind him in that yellow 41 machine and is now in a three-way fight. So yeah, great battles to go with 6 laps here.
Yeah, I think Fessy's going to be the spoiler of the odds and evens party that's happening between Jimenez and Williams at the moment, because look how close Fessy is. This is going to be very, very close. Will Fessy decide to set it up the inside of the next left-hander? Not quite, but might get a good run coming down the back stretch, coming out of turn 4. And I think Jimenez and Williams are going to have to watch their 6 very, very closely.
And we've seen how powerful that double draft is. We saw it with Evan Way as well, going up through that S's section. So they are going to have to be really, really careful. Evan Way's going to have to check his 6 as well, because Mackenzie Roon is not far behind in that Delta Sport machine. So this could be our first, if it goes to how I think it could go, we could see maybe 3 or 4 wide here, depending on what sort of run Evan Way gets up through the S's. Can Mackenzie Roon? Suarez pulls out too early. I'm a little bit worried that Suarez goes a little bit early. He carries a massive amount of overspeed, but look at the speed of Evan Way and Mackenzie Roon. Suarez is going to get the job done this time, so fair play to him. But it's the Jimenez Williams. Jimenez has gone through round the outside. Is Williams going to hold on through the outer loop, coming down into shoot? Jimenez just needs to go. You've got to go. No, you didn't go. I am surprised he didn't go in deep there and just give Williams something to think about.
Well, I think because he was too busy concentrating on Simon Fessy, who's got through, and that's 8th.
Well, Simon Fessy's moved himself up. 1 over Tony Jimenez, so that backwards and forwards is going to go amiss here. Adam Townsman's battling away with Marty Kynan, who's just gone past, and now Townsman's gone back again. They've swapped 4 times already. Now we're going to keep an eye on once more. Mike Kynan's going to try and go up the inside. He is going to get that inside line. That's position number 5 already in the space of 3 corners. Now what's Townsman going to do? Are we going to get 6 overtakes going into 1 lap on lap 24? I don't think he's going to get it this time. Can he go and get the cut back? Oh! Mike Kynan, there is a 6 swap. I can tell you one thing, Mike Kynan made that very difficult for Adam Townsman. Now they're going side by side again around the final penultimate corner. Mike Kynan's back through this time, so we're up to 7 overtakes in the space of half a lap, and now Townsman's going to have a go once more. You can see in front we've got Swemstra as well. They're going side by side up through the S's, and it looks like Swemstra's held on. What about Mike Kynan and Townsman? Townsman does it again. That's swap number 8, I think it is, over this space in his last half lap here, Alex. This is just going absolutely mental all the way through the field, because these guys are not leaving each other alone. These guys are coming into picture and not leaving each other alone. And Adam Townsman, Levi Marty Kynan just cannot do anything because Rabelard's now coming through, making it 3 wide.
Yeah, and he's doing an Evan Way. He's threading the eye of the needle. And Martikainen using all of his finished sisu, trying to keep it round the outside of the inner loop, going down into the chute. And then does he make the move complete? Well, Talisman decides to hang it around the outside. That could allow Rabiard to get through very, very quickly, but they've got a right coming up. Talisman's got the inside line for that one, as Rabiard has to back out of it.
Yeah, we're going to go back up front with Evan Way and Pedro Suarez. They're coming into the first corner. We know this is where it generally kicks off here. The Zwemstra's opened up a little bit of a gap, almost a second over Suarez. So Zwemstra, oh, gee whiz, Suarez, be careful there, son, because he had a little bit of a wobble coming round turn number 1. What's going to happen now with Evan Way? It's going to be another go for the MRP machine as they go right past that camera, now along the back straight as well, zooming past us here. Evan Way's on the outside. You can see Williams, Fessy, Jimenez and Cornu in the background. We're going to pick them up straight away. Evan Way's gone through 2v2. Williams has lost that place to Simon Fessy. Tony Jimenez, are you going to lose that place to Cornu? You are. So the 2 guys that have been swapping places over lap has just lost places to Simon Fessy and Dennis Cornu respectively. So yeah, this has just been, I didn't think Watkins Glen would bring this amount of action here, but it's all the way through the field still.
Yeah, also been keeping an eye on the Artinanu Solito battle. Solito currently is 30th, Artinanu currently 19th, so only 11 places separating them. That's not enough in terms of the battle between the pair. Well, Thibaut Rabiard has ended up off circuit, I think. Showing down in 28.
Yes, he has. He looks like he's had a bit of an incident here. That is unfortunately alongside Mr. Townsmat. We've got no Andy.
Little nerve. He gets spun and the front end takes the barrage of the whack there.
I'm wondering how much contact there was there.
I think it was minimal. If not, it might have been netcode.
Oh, he's just pulled. He almost looked like he tickled that rear exhaust, didn't he? I think that's the thing.
Yeah.
Evan Way again. Now has got Suarez. Suarez has pulled back in Zwemstra. Way's going up the inside. A great job from him. Clark Williams is side by side with Simon Fessy. Jimenez is side by side with Cornu. Clark Williams round the outside. Go on, Clarkson. Oh, look at that. Round the outside of outer loop and manages to hold the inside line going into shoot as well. So great little ding-dongs going on here throughout these packs. We got Tommy Maru, who's won, as we know, the rookie championship this time. He's just cleared Oscar Artinanu. Let's put Artinanu now in 20th, so he's going to score 23 points as I try and count backwards here as well to what Solito's going to score.
Yeah, but I don't think it's going to be enough, isn't it, between those two? Because how many places did you say that Artinanu needed to be ahead of Solito? I think it was 14, wasn't it?
14. I'm just doing quick maths, which is never good.
Oh,
why you're yeah.
I know that from experience. But
oh, mate,
yeah.
It's 1 point. I've got him at the moment. Solito on 379. And Artinanu, no, 3 points on 376. So he does need them 14.
Oh.
Yeah, he's got a bit of a task on his hands here. So let's see. Oh, Mackenzie Roon getting involved. Oh, Mackenzie as he's going in there once again alongside Pedro Suarez. You can see Zwemstra's broken free a little bit further up there as Kevin Zwemstra. Now Suarez and Roon side by side. Evan Way just tucked in looking behind. Who is that in front of Zwemstra? That's the back marker there. I believe that may be Rabelard, who is just in that mix as well, as he's now gone, and yeah, Fibard Rabelard it was behind him. So yeah, ding dongs all the way. And at the moment, Artinanu needs a couple of more places. He does need the 14, and Solito is now only 10 back.
Yeah, I think it's, well, we're running out of laps here, James. We're next time around, it is going to be onto, what is effectively the final lap. But this is what I love about iGPFun. Never a dull moment at all. These 28 laps have pretty much flown right by because we're on the white flag as Nicholas Westman has a lead of nearly 1.5 seconds over the main champion himself, Lee Aberdeen. But Spemstra, 6 and a bit tenths of a second ahead of Suarez. So has Mackenzie Roon and Evan Way not too far behind. So the battle for P4 is going to come down to the wire. Could it be decided here? Down the back stretch as they come through 3 into 4. It's time to find that out.
Well, Mackenzie Roon, Pedro Suarez are the only two. Really, Evan Way's a little bit further back. We'll keep an eye on the Williams, Fessy, Cornu, Jimenez as Roon is trying to go round the outside. Is he going to get it done? He does. Right, these guys are 3 wide. Fessy's in the middle. Cornu's there as well. And Clark Williams, is in the middle in the green and white. Now Cornu and Fessy are going side by side round the outer loop. Coming down into shoot now. Fessy does make it through. Clark Williams is going to hang on. But I think this should, if I'm not mistaken, with the fact that we've lost a couple of people. We've lost Luca Varani. We've lost Jakub Oleszwinski. This should give Tony Jimenez second in the championship because I think he's going to overhaul Brent Ruiz here. Oh no, Evan Way! And Pedro Suarez have had a ding-dong on the final lap of the race.
Oh no, what's happened here?
Oh no! Evan Way, you were driving so well. Westman comes over the line. Lee Aberdeen wraps up the championship here as well. And then we've got Kevin Swemstra, Mackenzie Roon. Evan Way does manage just about, I think, but Fessy's going to have a go down to the line. They're not going to be done. Fessy's pulled out. They're going to be side by side. Oh, Evan Way gets it. Evan Way gets it in that one. And what a run. Down to the line. I'll tell you what, Evan Way held on by the skin of his teeth there, Alex, to be completely honest with him.
It was like the last layer on the rear wing.
It was insane. And
It was crazy.
Yeah, absolutely mental here as well. We're going to keep an eye on the guys down into that turn 1 because they are going to do the traditional burnouts down into turn 1 for the end of the season. Aberdeen's in there, Robert Ridgway, Jacques Williams is throwing the car around as well. And Jacques making the most of it. He's doing his donuts. There's other people all down. I think Ridgway's in. Oh, there he is. As the smoke settles, Nick Carty's in. Oh! Well, Nick Carty coming a bit quick, but he's in there as well. Giovanni Salito.
Oh, here we go. It's the Demolition Derby post-season spectacular.
Oh, it's all going off. Evan Way there is in there. He's doing donuts for love nor money. Your Lee Aberdeen champion is down in the barrier. Tony Jimenez, we think, has wrapped up second place. I've got a funny feeling it was Giovanni Salito in the 2.5K that has taken that one. Come on, Giovanni, give us a little celebratory donut at least. Oh, now as he does it, we go behind a tree, but there we go. Giovanni Salito trying to throw it round there as well. So a great job from all of these guys. I've absolutely loved this one. This has been absolutely amazing, and big shout out. I've got to give a shout out as well to Tony Jimenez and Clark Williams. They've swapped places 22 times before Simon Fessy and Dennis Cornu got involved. So an absolute incredible job. I'll tell you what, we better run through the results before I have to go and pass out after this. But Nicholas Westman is your winner with just under a second over Lee Aberdeen. Then you've got Kevin Swemstra, Mackenzie Roon in 3rd and 4th. Evan Way just hung on to that 5th place by the skin of his teeth from Simon Fessy. Clark Williams is 7th, Dennis Cornu 8th, Pedro Suarez in 9th, Tony Jimenez down in 10th. Why are you down in 10th? Why did you lose so many places on that one? I didn't see anything. Did he get involved in this? Excuse me 2 seconds, guys. Just going to go on a little bit of a hunt here because I'm wondering why.
He might have... Well, you see how far they are back. So when we had the contact between Evan Way and Pedro Suarez, Well, let's see. Does Tony get compromised at all?
No, he's already lost a bunch of time there.
Whether he was just trying to just keep his nose clean and stay out of the way.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. We'll have to go back. Anyway, let's have a carry on with the results. Patrick Bieber in 12th, Marek Gotlov's 13th, Rob Ridgway down in 14th, and Eddie Amos with an amazing 15th place. Then you got Levi Martikainen and Adam Townsend in 16th, 17th, Ben Goyette in 18th, Tommy Maru in 19th, Oscar Artidani in 20th, Maximilian Gerbart 21st, with Nick Carty 22nd, Marcius Putnieks in 23rd, Luca Varani in 24th, and Dorian Aruro in 25th. Then we got Thomas Peter in 26th, Patrick Williams 27th, Fibard Rabelard and Jeans Carvial in 28th and 29th, Giovanni Salito in 30th, I believe is the 2.5K. Then you've got the non-finishers of Patrick Rodens, Kevin Byland, Mohamed Balalig, Marcelo Kessler, Angelo Veloz, Joseph Lucas, Jakub Olezwinski, and then beyond that you've got Andy Flint, Raheem Hakim and Koji Ito. So, yeah, action-packed season, I think, can be explained on that one, Alex.
Completely agree there, James, as always. IGP always brings the fun in racing, and here was no exception, buddy.
No, it definitely was not. It was a full-on evening of racing here as well. Thank you so much for everybody that has joined us over this season. Good news, we will be back in 2 weeks' time. So we are back again with the opening of Season 3 of 2024. But a massive shout out to everybody that's joined us this season. It's been absolutely epic. I've been James Parfitt. I've been alongside Alex Goldschmidt. Dean Biggles has been here. Ewan O'Leary, Ed's been here as well, so there's been a fair few of us that has covered this season, and it's been an absolute pleasure. But for now, guys, for the final time from this season, take care, have a great week, and you never know, we may see you on the track next season. Good night.